and welcome once again to the Norristown Gymnasium, where tonight the Norristown Eagles are getting ready to take on the Flying Cardinals of Upper Dublin and another good matchup of men's varsity basketball. Hello everyone, I'm Alan Raleigh, and tonight I'm doing this game alone. My partner Jeff Brandt taking the night off. We've got a good matchup, and this game is being brought to you through the Norristown Area School District. Norristown coming into this ball game with an 11-1 mark. Their only loss this season coming at the hands of the Frankfurt Pioneers, a very tough public league team from Philadelphia. That loss came in the finals of the Montgomery County Triangle Tournament. Meanwhile, Upper Dublin, they are no pushover, believe me. They are still in the Suburban 1 League Conference, unlike Norristown, which decided to withdraw and now facing a very tough independent schedule. Upper Dublin coming into tonight's ball game not at full strength, though. They're 6'7" or 6'8", depending on whose book you go by. Eric Semich, he's their center for Upper Dublin. He's not going to be playing all game. Semich, his senior year has been one that's been plagued by injuries. He's resprained an earlier ankle sprain that he has suffered in the first couple ball games of this season. As a result, he did not play in the Upper Dublin's last ball game, which was a 58-50 loss to Plymouth Whitemarsh, and consequently he will not be playing tonight. Semich, probably one of the most highly touted players in Pennsylvania this year. He averaged over 20 points a ball game last year, pulling in over 10 rebounds, a dominant force underneath, and he would have been really trouble for Norristown's front line and would have really given him a true test. However, as I said, Semich will not be playing. Instead, filling in his shoes will be Ed Galante, coming off the bench against Plymouth Whitemarsh. He popped in 20 points, so Galante is a formidable foe down low for Norristown tonight. As I said, Norristown 11-1 this year. They're coming off a 71-66 victory over Central Bucks West. Now in that ball game, that score is not indicative of how well Norristown really played. Norristown scored 18 unanswered points before Central Bucks West even got on the scoreboard. End of the first quarter, it was 20-4, and that's all she wrote for Central Bucks West. Not really until the last 2.5 minutes of that ball game, when Coach John Cresswell inserted most of the substitute players from his bench, did Central Bucks West really creep within that final margin of 5 points to make the final score respectable. Otherwise, it was just another blowout. As I said, Norristown coming in here with an 11-1 record. Of course, this year they are an independent, so every game is critical to Norristown, because in order to get into those district playoffs, you have to receive a bid. Norristown no longer gets an automatic bye now that, since they are no longer in a conference. So we should have a good ball game tonight. As I said, the Norristown Eagles taking on the Upper Dublin Cardinals in men's varsity basketball action. Well, we're back at courtside now. The starting lineups are being introduced. Coming out, Chuck Walker for the Norristown Eagles. He'll be starting at the point guard position. Number 12, Darren Queenan coming out. Darren Queenan, his usual glasses there. Queenan starting at the small forward position. Phil Bugg, number, 14. He's starting at center, I believe. Number 15, Darrell Wise, the shooting guard. And the 4 is Jerome Reinhart. He's going to be the strong forward. Just a little different here starting lineup for Norristown generally. Number 23, Dante Woods, is the starting center, but tonight Phil Bugg will be starting the ball game, as he did against Central Bucks West. Get you the starting lineup for Upper Dublin as soon as we get a chance. The referees for tonight's ball game, Art Andre, along with Paul Burton. Norristown coached by John Cresswell. Assistant coach Earl Mitchell. Meanwhile, Upper Dublin, the Cardinals, head coach Jeffrey Huddleston, and his assistant is Tom Barlow. Norristown in the white uniforms, and Upper Dublin will be coming out in the visiting red uniforms. Okay, number 5 is Len Galante. He's going to be going up against Darren Queenan. Queenan, although the small forward, is an outstanding leaper. That is why he generally takes opening taps for Norristown. We'll get you the rest of the starters for Upper Dublin in just a moment here. Art Andre ready to throw up the ball. Tap is won by Norristown, but taken by Upper Dublin. Rest of the lineup, Lynn Robinson, number 15. He's a sophomore playing at the shooting guard position. Upper Dublin loses the ball. Chuck Walker comes up with it on the steal, and Robinson knocks the ball out of bounds. Good hustle that time by Robinson. Prevented a layup. Chuck Walker, good defensive play. Norristown inbounding. Darrell Wise, baseline, no good. Out on Upper Dublin. Wise, way back now to Chuck Walker. You can tell Walker telling everyone to swing to the left side. Darrell Wise once again in the corner. He likes those shots on the baseline, but it doesn't fall. Ball's on the floor. And finally, Bob Rock comes for Upper Dublin. Rock up in the corner, number 33, Chris Martin. Chris Martin driving against Reinhart. Double team, picked off by Queenan. Darrell Wise coming down the center of the court. Wise, nice pass to Darren Queenan. Queenan off the glass for 2. Queenan hoops the first bucket of this ball game. So in the backcourt, you have number 11, Bob Rock, along with number 15, Lynn Robinson for Upper Dublin. In the front court, you've got number 33, Chris Martin. We're going to have a foul being called on number Darrell Wise. That's his first personal. And the rest of the front court for Upper Dublin at center, as I said, number 5, Len Galante, and number 50. As we find the other front court man here. We've got 33, Chris Martin, Len Galante, and 11, Bob Rock. Martin shot tapped partially by Reinhart, no good. Robinson's shot is blocked by Phil Buggs. Robinson gets his own rebound, puts it up and in. Good second effort that time by Robinson. Lynn Robinson, as I said, a 5'10" sophomore starting for Upper Dublin. And the offensive foul is being called on Jerome Reinhart. That's his first personal. Upper Dublin gets it on the turnover. 2-2 ball game here. Opening minutes of this game. Turnaround by Galante. No good, taken by Reinhart on the air ball. 4-4. Upper Dublin has not been able to work the ball inside. Norristown's defense keeping them to the outside. Lynn Robinson now pops, no good. Queenan comes down with the rebound. Queenan to Wise, to Walker. Walker in midair, could not control at that time. That's one occasion where Wise should have just pulled up for the shot. Chuck Walker breaking down the left side, but he is fouled on the play. Foul going to be called on Len Galante, excuse me. That's his first personal. It's going to send Jerome to the line. Alley-oop play that time. Reinhart couldn't put it off the glass, but he did pick up the foul on Galante. So Jerome hits number 1. Rims it, no good. Robinson breaking up the right side now. He slows the pace. Wallace goes through the middle. Shot no good, taken down by Queenan. And you're going to hear that a lot tonight, as you have all through the season. Reinhart and Queenan do the bulk of the rebounding for Norristown. Shot outside, no good. Walker retrieves it, though, for the Eagles. Walker to Wise. Wise down to Reinhart. Reinhart puts it on the floor, air ball. And we're having a pushing foul call on Darren Queenan, so Norristown turns it over. Darren's first personal. Rock fronted by Reinhart. Bounce pass over to Martin now. Martin pressured, tries to get back, but we're going to have a foul on Chuck Walker. Foul on Chuck Walker, his first. Rock will inbound it now from the far side. 8-7, Norristown trailing here. Robinson down to Galante. Lanny swinging down to the low post now for Upper Dublin here. Cross court intended for Robinson, picked off by Jerome Reinhart's pass retrieved by Darrell Wise. Wise, easy jumper from the side, misses that one. Queenan gets it and puts it in. So Queenan, 4 points now. Rock, cross court to Martin. Martin double teamed, goes back out to Rock to Wallace. Wallace, 5'9", sophomore, junior in there, guard. He is fouled though on the play, foul being called on Phil Bugg. So all the Norristown starters have one personal foul on them. 2:29 to go in this first quarter. Norristown up 9-8. Wallace nails it. In and out, Reinhart to Walker. Walker Loses it. It's on the floor. Finally gets control of it once again. Swings out to Darryl Wise. On the right side of the lane. Goes down in that corner. Wise looking for someone to go back outside. Chuck Walker swings out over to Reinhart. Reinhart inside to Wise. Turnaround. And it's good. Wise breaks the ice. 11-9. Upper Dublin playing with a very small lineup. Dave Wallace and Bob Rock at 5. Lynn Robinson at 5'10". Shot is missed by Martin that time. Galante, real height in there for him at 6'5", and of course Martin at 6 foot. Reinhart, power move, he's fouled. Foul called on number 5, Len Galante. That's his second personal. Reinhart 1 for 2 from the line tonight. Jerome averaging around 12 points a ball game this year. Jerome Reinhart and Darren Queenan have been perhaps the two steadiest performers for Norristown this year. Jerome especially very quiet, chips in with his 12 to 16 points a night, and a real force down low for the rebounding work for Norristown. Bug gets his hand on that shot, blocking it. Queenan to Wise. Wise, shovel pass to Queenan, and Queenan just lays it up nice and soft. Looked like Queenan was going to go for the dunk there for a second, but he just got in. Minute 15 to go now. Norristown pulling up to a 6-point lead, 15-9. Upper Dublin led for the early stages of this quarter. That pass was intended for Martin. He broke the wrong way, picked off by Bug. Bug gives it to Walker now. Walker down low to Queenan, who's wide open for a second. His shot is partially blocked, and he is fouled. Foul being called on Martin. Martin's first. Dave Wallace and Phil Bug coming out of the ball game. Coming in for Norristown, number 23, Dante Woods. Phil Bug going to the bench. And coming in for Upper Dublin is going to be number 21, Chris Paragamian. Queenan gets it. He's got 7, and Norristown 16 points here. They're up 16-9, less than in the first quarter. And Frank Dobbs, number 5, is checked in now for the Eagles. He replaces Darryl Wise. Walker almost with the steal that time, knocks it out of bounds. Norristown blessed with 3 quick guards. Chuck Walker, Darryl Wise, and of course Frank Dobbs. And Coach John Cresswell likes to rotate him in and out of the ball game. Occasionally even puts Darryl Wise at the swingman position. Puts him into small forward. Upper Dublin working around for the last shot. Alley-oop play that time intended for Galante. Couldn't get the ball. Woods comes up with it. So Norristown's got it. 20 seconds left to go. Walker to Queenan. Inside the Woods, tapped away by Martin though. 15 to go. Dobbs comes up with it momentarily, then Upper Dublin regains control. Paragamian over to Rock. Back to Paragamian now. Gamian driving the right side. 3 seconds left. The ball's on the floor. Jerome Reinhart has it. 1 second. Reinhart from midline. No way. So at the end of the first quarter, Norristown is up 16-9. And there you see the Upper Dublin cheerleaders trotting out onto the court. Entertained here between quarters. Scoring for Norristown, Darren Queenan, 7 of their 16 points. Phil Bug, 4. Darryl Wise and Jerome Reinhart. Well, Wise has 2. Reinhart has 3. And for Upper Dublin, we've got Chris and Lynn Robinson with 4 points apiece, and Dave Wallace with 1 point. Earlier tonight in JV action, Norristown JV kept rolling along. They defeated Upper Dublin 59-50. And leading the way for Norristown was John Ward. He had 15 points, and John Simpkins had 12 points. So the Norristown JV having as much success as the Norristown varsity. Ready here for the second quarter tap. Dante Woods, 23, the center, 24, power forward. Jerome Reinhart, number 12, Darren Queenan. Backcourt, number 10, Chuck Walker, and number 5, Frank Dobbs. For Upper Dublin, number 5 is Len Galante, number 33 is Chris Martin, number 21 is Bob Paragamian, number 11 is Bob Rock. Chris Paragamian, make that 21. Number 11 is Bob Rock, number 15 is Lynn Robinson. Wins a tap, Walker retrieves it, picks it off the floor. Nice play by Walker. Walker, lead pass for Reinhart, too far, it goes out of bounds. It's tapped out by Paragamian, who's quick to get back on defense, so Norristown regains control. Dobbs from the corner, his first shot's no good. Walker, in and out, tapped away by Woods. Dobbs comes up with it. It's Jerome Reinhart. And 3-second violation being caught on Queenan. So Darren just a little too long in the lane. Norristown turns it over. And Paragamian falls to the floor, loses control, and we're going to have a jump here. Jerome Reinhart going against Chris Paragamian. Paragamian at 5'9", Jerome. Let's see, what's Jerome listed at? 6'4". I don't think I'll have too much of a problem here. It's good to be right. Reinhart wins it. Dobbs can't control it, though. It goes out of bounds. So Upper Dublin gets it. In the ball game now for Upper Dublin, number 43, Preston Minnick, as Chris Martin takes a seat on the bench. Robinson down in the corner, swings it back out now to Rock. Rock using Robinson's pick. He's trapped in the corner now by Queen, and back out to Robinson. Upper Dublin has not been able to go inside tonight. Of course, as I said in the pre-game show, Upper Dublin is without the services of their big man, Eric Semich. Semich is 6'8", and traveling, caught on Minnick, so Norristown's going to get control of it. Semich, though, wisely, as it turns out, signed a letter of intent and accepted a scholarship from West Virginia before the season, mainly in an effort to really concentrate without the hassles of recruiting. As I said, he is one of the best big men in Pennsylvania, and give Reinhart credit for that basket. But it's been a tough season. Sprained ankle to start off with, broken toe, and now sprained that ankle. So Semich on the bench for Upper Dublin. Robinson from the outside, no good. Tapped away. Ooh, Jerome Reinhart couldn't come up with it. Accidentally fell over Bob Rock that time. So Rock will be going from the line. So personal call on Jerome. That's his second in the ball game. And Wise pops that one, misses it, taken down by Paragamian. 18-9. Norristown, only 2 points in this quarter. Jerome Reinhart with them. Inside the Galante, picked off, taken by Woods. Darryl Wise back into the game now. 15, Darryl Wise. And Wise gets that one. So Darryl has 4 points now in the game. Out there for Norristown, 5 and 15. That's Frank Dobbs and Darryl Wise, respectively. They're in the backcourt. Number 23, Dante Woods. Number 24, Jerome Reinhart. And number 12, Darren Queenan. Tapped out of bounds by Dobbs. Phil Bugg checking into the game now, giving Jerome Reinhart a breather. Reinhart with 2 personal fouls. Robinson drives the baseline, dishes it off, but Minnick's shot's no good. Lob pass for Woods, couldn't control it though. Robinson coming up with it. 4.5 minutes to go in this first half. Norristown up 20-9. Frank Dobbs steal that time. Dobbs, nice pass to Darrell Wise. Wise off the glass. Wise with 6. That play made possible by good defensive effort by Frank Dobbs, coming up with the steal and a beautiful pass over to the left side of the lane to Wise. Timeout taken by Jeff Huddleston of Upper Dublin. 4:22 left to go in this first half. Norristown up 22-9. Norristown outscoring Upper Dublin 6-zip here in this second quarter. As you can see, the Norristown cheerleaders now out on the court. Next Norristown home game will be on Thursday, January 20th. They're going to be taking on Edison. Edison, one of the schools from the Public League of Philadelphia. And then on Friday night, Norristown has an away game on January 21st. That ball game also at 8 o'clock as they travel to nearby Methacton to take on the Methacton Warriors. Methacton only won their first game a couple nights ago. Norristown traveling up there. It used to be a Suburban 1 League rivalry as it was with Upper Dublin, but not anymore. Norristown an independent this year. For years, Suburban 1 League was always considered a 3-team race with just Norristown, Abington, and Plymouth Whitemarsh. Matter of fact, not until Eric Semich came on the scene as a sophomore for the Cardinals was Upper Dublin even considered a force in the old Suburban 1 League conference. And what a force they were. Semich, even as a sophomore, contributed very well to Upper Dublin. Upper Dublin's still in the Suburban 1 League conference. The realigned Suburban 1 League conference, as I should say. Paragamian saving that one. Side now. Dishes off to Galante. Galante runs into Phil Bug, and the foul is being called on Phil. He didn't have position that time, so Galante is going to be going to the line. That's Bug's second personal foul. Upper Dublin still not on the board. And Galante gets it. It's his first point. He had 20 against Plymouth Whitemarsh a couple nights ago. Queenan, the Wise. Wise getting double teamed now as Upper Dublin going to full court pressure. But a man is open. That's Darren Queenan. Queenan goes in for the slam. And Queenan is called for the technical because he hung onto the rim after slamming it through. Now we've got a double technical foul being called, because Queenan went verbally, said a couple of words that Art Andre did not agree with that time. But it was a good foul. That time, Queenan, we've seen it a couple times this season, goes in for the slam and hangs onto the rim. And of course, in high school basketball in Pennsylvania, that is a technical. I have a correction here. Maybe that wasn't a second technical call on Queen. We'll have to check that at halftime. Don't believe it was, because Upper Dublin, though, still regains control of the ball. Minnick into the game, number 43. He misses a shot. Dante Woods comes up with it. He is fouled by Galante. Galante, I think. Norristown coming up with it now. 24-12. Taken by Paragamian. Paragamian pulls up, almost lost it to Frank Dobbs. Dobbs coming from behind. Galante go inside the Minnick. That's an odd one. Galante at 6'5", trying to go inside to the 5'9" Minnick. No good, went out of bounds. Minnick inbounds it. Robinson. Rainbow jumper outside, no good. Queenan loses control of it. And traveling caught on Queenan. Paul Burton making the call. (24-12), 3:10 left to go. Galante being played tough by Bug. Tapped away. Donnie Woods finally going for it, and it's on the floor. Darren Queenan comes up with it. We've got a foul, though. Foul on Galante. So Lynn Galante picks up his third personal. Queenan going to the line, 7 points, all of them in the first quarter. Don't know what it is. We'll find out soon, though. Darrell Wise swings down inside the Bug, back out to Wise. Wise, 18-footer, air ball. Ball's loose. Frank Dobbs coming up with it. So it looks like that play was intended to go inside the Bug, but it couldn't work. Dobbs off the rim. Bug getting the rebound. Bug baseline. It's good. Nice play that time by Bug, pulling down the rebound, putting up the shot. 6 points in the game. 27-12. Norristown opening up their biggest lead. 15 points. Minnick loses it. Paragamian recovers. Down to Robinson. Robinson double team, tosses out. Minnick comes up with it. Minnick turnaround. He gets it. Minnick first points in the ball game for Preston Minnick. Inside to Woods, lob pass. Woods lays it off the rim, and he is fouled. Foul's being called on Lynn Robinson. That's his first personal foul, so Woods will have a chance to make a three-point play out of this one. Norristown likes to go to that little lob pass inside to Dante, who just goes on the turnaround. Dante gets it. Three-point play was good. Norristown up 30-14. Norristown led after the first quarter 16-9. They've expanded that lead now. 16-point lead. Paragamian loses it inside. Woods picks it off. Woods, pass intended for Dobbs. Foul though called him. Paragamian. And checking back into the ball game is number 11, Bob Rock, as Lynn Robinson takes a seat on the bench. Got a correction that time. The foul is going to be called the other way. It's going to be called on Dante Woods. It's going to send Paragamian to the line. Chris Paragamian, a 5'9" junior guard for Upper Dublin. He gets it. And the Norristown guards, especially in the Frankfurt game, had a very, very difficult time trying to bring the ball up court, getting flustered continually. And Darrell Wise bounces away. Woods, lead pass to Dobbs. Dobbs lays it in. Nice off-balance layup by Frank Dobbs. He gets his first bucket of the game. And a good assist that time by Dante Woods on that pass to Dobbs. 58 seconds to go now. Bounce intended for Upper Dublin, picked off by Dobbs. Wise, nice move. Wise just glided in the air, switched from the right to the left hand, and palmed it off the back of the glass. 36-16. We have a blowout in the making here, folks. Chris Martin, air ball. Phil Bug coming up with it. Norristown slowing things down here. 29 seconds left to go. Darrell Wise inside to Dante Woods. Woods, a one-handed turnaround off the glass. Minnick up to Rock, bounce pass to Galante. Galante puts it on the floor. A little tentative that time, putting up the shot. Missed it, got his own rebound though. Inside to Minnick. His shot is blocked by Bug. Martin, Galante comes up with it. Air ball. 6 seconds, 5, 4. Darrell Wise driving in. Wise. It's no good, but the foul is called on number 43, Preston Minnick, with 2 seconds left to go here in this first half. Darrell Wise will have a chance to go to the board. He has opportunity here to get 2 more for Norristown. Good play that time by Wise. Minnick was out of position that time, so he drove in for the basket. Whether he hit it or not, he still was going to the line. And that's it. End of the first half. Norristown up 39-16. I'll be back in just a moment with the halftime show. We're at halftime. I'm Alan Raleigh, and the Norristown, they're leading the Upper Dublin Cardinals by a score of 39-16 right now. Norristown broke out a little slowly as usual. That's pretty much been the case throughout this season. Upper Dublin at 1 point leading by 4 points early in the ball game. Then after Upper Dublin got around 9 points, Norristown ran off 6 unanswered points. They took off to a 16-9 first quarter lead. They expanded it, as I said, to 39-16. Upper Dublin only scoring 7 points in that second quarter, most of them coming on with about 3 minutes left to go in the first half. For Norristown tonight, Darren Queenan had 8 points in that first half, chipped in there with 5 rebounds. Once again, Queenan a dominant force down low for Norristown. Darrell Wise, Wyatt, 11 points here. Darrell started off the night 0 for 5 shooting, but that's never stopped Darrell Wise, as we've seen in the last 2 years. Darrell just keep putting it up until they finally start falling for him. Jerome Reinhart, he had 5 points. Frank Dobbs had 2. Phil Bugg, a very good game tonight so far. Started tonight's ball game and places Dante Woods, really doing a good job down low. He also chipped in for 6 points. Dante Woods off the bench, he had 5 points. For Upper Dublin, Lynn Robinson, Chris Martin, they had 4 points apiece, followed by Len Galante with 3 points. Preston Minnick, Chris Paragamian, what a name, 2 points each, and Dave Wallace with 1 point. So as you can see, I think the big key here the second half, as far as for Upper Dublin to get back into this ball game, their only hope is going to be able to go to some type of full court pressure as they did throughout the latter stages of the second quarter. Hopefully press the Norristown guards, create a few turnovers, get some quick opportunities, get some buckets out of it. So that's it. As I said, Norristown up right now 39-16. Let's go back down to the court to pick up the third quarter action. We're back, ready to start here the third quarter. Norristown up 39-16. This game is being brought to you by the Norristown Area School District. Norristown School District's been happy to bring you all the games the last couple years. Eagles up here, not too much of a contest, of course, as I said earlier, in Upper Dublin without their big man, Eric Semich. That's a tough way to play, especially when you have to come in the Eagles' den. Play him here tough. Norristown Gymnasium. Norristown 11-1, trying to make it 12-1 after tonight's ball game. Their next home game, Norristown taking on Edison from Philadelphia on Thursday, January 20th. And then on January 21st, Norristown fans are going to travel just a slight little, going up to Methacton to see the Eagles take on the Methacton Warriors. That is Friday night, January 21st at 8 o'clock. Darren Queenan going up for the top for Norristown. I'll give you the starting lineups in just a moment as Paul Burton throws up the ball. Queenan taps it, Upper Dublin comes down with it. And Dante Woods picks it off for Norristown. In the backcourt, we've got number 10, Chuck, number 15, Darrell Wise. In the front court at center, we have Dante Woods, 23, number 12, Darren Queenan, and number 24, Jerome Reinhart. Darrell Wise loses control. It's tapped out of bounds. It's going to be Norristown's ball. Norristown being patient, setting up. Wise outside, no good. Tap taken by Galante. Lynn Robinson leading the break. And we've got traveling, I believe it's going to be called. Yes, that's it. Traveling on Dave Wallace, a little too anxious to go in for that uncontested layup. Out there for Upper Dublin, number 5 is Len Galante. Number 33 is Chris Martin, make that. Number 25 is Dave Wallace. Number 11 is Bob Rock, as Chris Walker pops and misses. And number 15, Lynn Robinson. Galante up over Ryan. Woods is no good. Taken by Rock. Rock finds Robinson open. Robinson lays it in. Robinson 6 points in the game. Upper Dublin draws first blood here in the second half. 39-18. And Jerome nails it. He also is going to get a chance to go to the foul line here. The officials tonight's ball game, Art Andre and Paul Burton. Jerome misses everything that time. Jerome saying, I don't know how that could have happened. It's Rock bringing it down now for Upper Dublin, 41-18. Martin, fouled by Darrell Wise. That's Darrell's second personal. Galante over Woods, no good, taken by Queenan on the rebound. Queenan, no one out there breaking on that near side, so Martin comes up with it for Upper Dublin. Both Dublin on a little roll here. They've outscored Norristown 6-2 to begin this second half. Queenan down to Wise now in the corner. Wise back outside to Walker. Walker, lob intended for Reinhart, knocked out of bounds though by Martin Galante. Reinhart telling Chuck Walker, just throw it a little higher. Walker has it again, down to Wise. Wise to Walker. Back over to Woods now. Woods at the high post. Walker. And for you fans of Jeff Brandon, my usual partner, and I'm sure that there are many fans of Jeff Brandon, at least that's what Jeff keeps telling me after every ball game. He is not with us tonight, but he will be back in our next game. As I said, it's Thursday against Edison. As Jeff likes to say, the dulcet tones of Jeff Brandon will be rejoining me. And I'm sure I'm going to hear about that comment about Jeff in our next ball game. Nevertheless, Chuck Walker inbounding it now for Norristown. Walker, Wise, Queenan, Woods, and Reinhart in there. Wise is short off the rim. Taken by Wallace, over to Martin. Martin, lead pass for Robinson. Saved by Robinson to Martin. Off the glass, no good. Fighting for the rebound in there as well. We're going to have traveling called on Wise. Jerome Reinhart not giving the ball over right away. He's having a couple words with official. Wise that time tried to move before he had possession of it. Wallace, 20-footer off the backside of the rim. Walker coming down with it now. Walker dribbles through Robinson. And Darren Queenan deposits it for two. He's got 10 points in the game now. Rock double team, but Wallace is open in the lane and he hits it. So Wallace has canned 2 jumpers here in the second half. He's got 5 points now in the game. 43-26. Wise, no good. Robinson rebounds it. Wallace outside again. This one short. Dante Woods goes for the swat. Bad play by Dante. Should have just rebound. Lucky for Norristown, though. They come up with it. And Chuck Walker goes in for the layup. Walker gets his first bucket of the game. Rock doing some fancy dribbling here in front of us. Getting around Chuck Walker. Walker trips. Fouls called on Chuck Walker. Or make that Rock trips. Fouls called on Walker. Rock that time was trying to use a screen set up by Galante and go around them, but he's tripped by Walker. Walker's third personal. Good defense by Norristown here. And the foul is going to be on Darryl Wise. Wise reached in that time, committed the personal. Wallace will be sent to the line. Or no, they're still not in the foul situation. So Rock will inbound it in front of us here. Rock over to Martin. And Chuck Walker coming up with the steal, picks Rock's pocket, and Walker lays it in. And we have seen that quite a few times this year. Chuck Walker, very quick, cat-like out there. Great instincts, coming up with those quick steals, really can ignite Norristown's offense. Robinson takes that off-balance pass and puts it in for 2 points. Robinson, top scorer for Upper Dublin. He has 10 points. 2:14 left to go here in the third quarter. Walker inside Reinhart puts it out. It's no good. Foul, though, on the play. Foul on Galante. That's his 4th personal. Jerome, 3 for 4 from the line tonight. Jinxed him, 3 for 5. And number 43, Preston Minnick. 6-foot guard forward for Upper Dublin as Galante takes a seat on the bench. He's saddled with 4 personal fouls. Shot by Wallace, no good. Robinson now brings it back outside. Robinson to Wallace, open on the baseline momentarily, and then Darren Queenan goes for the block and he commits a personal. (49-32). Norristown still with a commanding lead. Walker, no good. Queenan going for the rebound though, loses his glasses and the ball. Wallace wanting to go in for the layup. He's called for traveling. That's the second time this half that Chris Wallace has been anxious to go in there for the layup, and he's traveling on the play. We've got a momentary official's timeout here as Darren Queenan is getting the strap that holds on his glasses put back in place. Jerome, 8 points now. Air ball by Martin, rebound by Queenan. Wise on the break. Dante Woods couldn't hold it, but Frank Dobbs recovers it, and then Darren Queenan puts it through. So good follow-up by Dobbs and Queenan that time as Woods couldn't control it. Darren Queenan, though. Now earlier in the action, Norristown's junior varsity squad kept on rolling. They defeated Upper Dublin 59-50. John Ward, 15 points. John Simpkins pitched in with 12 more. They were the top two scorers from the Norristown JV squad. And Norristown on their way to increasing their record to 12-1. Their only loss coming to the hands of the Frankfort Pioneers earlier in the season, the finals of the Triangle Club Tournament. Leading scorers right now for the Norristown Eagles, Darren Queenan, 14 points, Darryl Wise, 11. He was silent, though, in the third quarter. Jerome Reinhart, 8 points. In addition, we've got Chuck Walker with 4, Phil Bugg with 6, Frank Dobbs with 2, Dante Woods with 7. And Phil Bugg, number 14, back into the game here. We've got, along with Bugg, Queenan, Dobbs, Walker, and Reinhart. Reinhart pulling down the rebound now. Chuck Walker, as usual, bringing up the court for the Eagles. Upper Dublin still falling back in their zone defense, not pressing. Frank Dobbs with that odd jumper is kind of a leaning one-step jumper. Dobbs gets it though. 2 for 3 shooting tonight, 4 points. Cross court for Rock. Off his head. Turnover for Upper Dublin. Tapped outside, saved by Robinson, over to Rock. Rock has it now. Right down, lead pass for Wallace. Wallace pulls up for that jumper. This time it's no good. Bugg with the rebound. Jerome Reinhart has it. Norristown 3-on-2. Reinhart pulls up though. Dobbs to Walker. Walker swinging it down now to Queenan. Queenan back to Walker. Reinhart and Bugg playing down low. Alley-oop for Reinhart, goes out of bounds though. Awarded to Norristown. They're calling it, went out of bounds on Preston Minnick. And Darryl Wise coming back into the game again. 59-34, 25-point lead for the Eagles. 6:22 left to go in this ball game. Queenan coming to the 14 points for Darren. Minnick, no good. Pushing foul on Dobbs. Chris Paragamian coming back into the game, number 21. Ed Galante, who's been on the bench for the latter part of the third quarter, the beginning part of this quarter, with 4 personal fouls. He'll be coming back in also at the next stoppage. Martin in and out. Wise over to Dobbs now. Dobbs to Walker. Norristown with this. It's tapped out, but Norristown will get control. Here comes Galante. Out goes Martin. Chris Martin, 4 early points in the ball game, nothing since. Dobbs from outside. He gets it, 6 points now in the game. Dobbs is a very good shooter. He doesn't pull the trigger too often though. Mainly the point guard on this squad. And Upper Dublin Culbreth under the for the Upper Dublin district, right, for the Norristown district. See what happens when you put 12 cheerleaders out in front of the announcers. They always get messed up. At least I'll admit it, unlike Mr. Brandon, my partner, who is not here with me tonight, but I assure you he will be back. Little confusion there by the cheerleaders, I think. Play about ready to resume. And over to Rock, swings it out to Paragamian. Inside to Minnick, turnaround. He's swarmed by Norristown defenders. Finally, Galante puts it in. So Galante, off a 20-point performance against PW, only 7 points tonight. Dobbs driving in from the lane. I don't think he caught everybody on Upper Dublin by surprise that time. He took it from far out, about 20 feet out from the right side, swooped right through the middle of the lane, and laid it up and in. Coach Cresswell telling Chuck Walker at that time, you could hear him. Paragamian over to Rock. Paragamian over to Galante, gets around Phil Bugg, pulls up for the jumper, and it's good. Galante, 2 more, 9 points now. 65-38. 4.5 to go. And we'll be having some substitutions from the bench now soon for Norristown, as number 21, Stan Hadrick, will be entering the game soon. And that ball is tapped. Give credit to the basket to Frank Dobbs. So Dobbs putting on quite a scoring performance there tonight, 10 points. Phil Bugg taps it away. Dobbs coming up with it. 3-on-1 for Norristown. Bounce pass to Darryl Wise. Wise misses it, but Jerome Reinhart's there to tap it in. Jerome has 12 on the evening. Inside to Galante. Turnaround, no good. He is fouled though. Foul being called on Phil Bugg. And 21 is Stan Hadrick, and along with Wayne Denson, number 20, they check into the game. Chuck Walker and Phil Burton exit. Walker, 4 points tonight, but his contributions go way beyond the scoring column. He runs the offense when he's out there for Norristown. Came up with a couple steals, converted into a couple quick baskets for the Eagles tonight. And Phil Bugg, excuse me. Very good game for Phil tonight. Points. He started for the Eagles tonight. And Galante misses. Reinhart with the rebound. Hadrick bringing it up. Hadrick to Wise. Wise passes way too high for Wayne Denson, standing on the left side of the baseline. Long outside jumper, no, pulling down the rebound. Denson hasn't played much this year for the Eagles in basketball, but who can forget his great performance this year on the gridiron. Norristown winning the Suburban 1 League Conference as Reinhart puts it in. Denson gaining over 1,000 yards this year for the Eagles. And the surprising thing is Wayne Denson only a junior. Minnick, good second effort that time by Minnick, gets his own reset in off the glass with the right hand tap, 4 points. Hadrick, nice moves, moving it up the court now. Hadrick down the lane, dishes off to Denson, who's open. Air ball by Denson, a little too anxious that time. Minnick gets at the other end, going in against Darryl Wise, right around Wise, and it falls down. So Minnick, 2 quick baskets. He ups his total to 6 for the night. Dobbs over to Denson. Denson bounce to Dobbs, back to Wise, swinging out now. Wise to Hadrick. Pass intended for Reinhart, but Lynn Robinson in his way. We've got a couple of substitutions here. Number 4 checking in the ball game is Mike Anthony for Norristown, and coming in for Upper Dublin is going to be number 45 Rick Rosenthal, 6'6" center Anthony, 5'10" senior guard for the Eagles. Darryl Wise going to the bench for Norristown. Wise finishing the night with points. Started off cold, 0 for 5, but really put on a good show. Dobbs coming up with it. He is fouled, I believe. Or no, the ball is knocked out of bounds by Paragamian for Upper Dublin, so Norristown will get it. And here come a couple more substitutes at the next stoppage of play. Reinhart shot, no good, foul on Robinson. Coming into the game, number 25, Bruce Woods, a 6'2" junior forward for Norristown. Stan Hadrick going to the sidelines. Jerome gets it. Also in the game, number 13, Leroy Johnson, a 5'10" senior guard for the Eagles. So Jerome, 1 for 2. He's got 15 points in the game. I'm sure he'll be exiting soon. Chris Martin going in for the layup. He is fouled. Foul being called on Bruce Woods. And Jerome Reinhart coming out as, let's see, number 11, Dwayne Jones, a 5'11" junior guard coming in. So we've got Mike Anthony, Dwayne Jones, Leroy Johnson, Stan Hadrick, and Bruce Woods in there right now for Norristown. Correction there, substitute Wayne Denson for Hadricks. Well, Dwayne Jones puts it up, gets his first bucket of the game. Minnick, the other end, block shot by Denson. We're going to have a foul called on Denson, though. 74-43. I think it's safe to say Norristown's wrapped up their 12th victory this year. They're 12-1. What am I talking about? Make it number 14. They'll be 14-1 after this ball game. Denson loses it. And it's taken by Bill Kelly, a 5'10" senior guard in there now for Upper Dublin. Both teams substituting frequently now. Inside to Rosenthal. Rosenthal, no good. Foul, though, on the play. Foul going to be called on number 30, Roy Johnson. Well, they're going to call the foul on Wayne Denson. That's his second personal. Inconsequential at this point, Norristown. The gigantic lead here, 74-45, minute and a half to go. Rosenthal misses. So 1 for 2 for Rosenthal. Jumper by Dwayne Jones, good. So he's got 4 points now. Minnick's jumper, no good, pulls his own rebound, rolls around the rim, no good. Foul, though, going to be called on Woods. Stan Hadrick, 21, coming into the game now. Wayne Denson going to the bench. Everyone's seen action tonight for Norristown. Rich Molina, the only man who hasn't. He's dressed in street clothes, not playing, did not suit up for tonight's ball game. Jones over to Woods. Woods outside, it's good. Woods, his first bucket. Martin at the other end. Outside, it's good. He gets his first bucket since the first quarter. Well, it's Mike Anthony's turn now. Baseline, no good, off the rim, taken by Rosenthal to Kelly. Kelly, cross court to Martin. Norristown Gymnasium, the Eagles wrap this one up very early. Minute 2 for 2. 2 seconds left to go. Long outside that time by Leroy Johnson, and what an ending to this ball game. Leroy Johnson, 25-footer, and that's all she wrote. Johnson gets his first bucket, and Norristown wins this one convincingly, 80-53. Back 80-53, the Norristown Eagles are victorious tonight. They increase the record to 30, or make that 14-1 on the season. This game was really pretty much over at the end of the first quarter. Norristown at the end of one had a 16-9 lead. They upped it to 39-16 at the halftime, and then they just ran away from it there. Not much of a contest, of course, as I said. Upper Dublin playing tonight without the services of 6'8" center Eric Semich, who averaged over 20 points a ball game for him last year and was well on his way to averaging that much this year. I'll tell you, you never know what cheerleaders will do to get on TV. But Norristown, not much of a contest, as I said. Pretty balanced scoring, though. Jerome Reinhart, 10 points. Darren Queenan chipped in with 14 points. Darrell Wise, 13. Frank Dobbs had 10. Chuck Walker, 4 points. Phil Buggs, 6 points in the starting role tonight. Dante Woods came off the bench for 7. Dwayne Jones canned his only 2 shots of the ball game. He had 4 points. Bruce Woods, 2 points. And Leroy Johnson with 2 points as the Norristown bench. Got to see plenty of action in tonight's ball game as it was a wipeout. For the Upper Dublin squad, let's see, Preston Minnick finished strong down the stretch. A lot of free throws added in this contribution. He had 30 points, followed by Lynn Robinson with 12 points. Len Galante, 9 points. He was saddled with foul trouble throughout the ball game. Len Robinson, as I said, 12. Dave Wallace had 8 points. Chris Martin had 7 points. Chris Paragamian, what a problem I've had tonight with his name, 2 points. And Rick Rosenthal, 1 point. Bob Brock, 2 points. Of course, they are the unofficial stats, and believe me, they are unofficial with the way I've been doing them tonight. Norristown wrapping up this victory. As I said, you can catch all the future games here on Norristown Cable. Thursday, January 20th, Norristown will be home once again. Next home game against Edison, Philadelphia. That game taking place at 8 o'clock. Junior varsity game starting at 6:30. Final note, junior varsity won tonight 59-50 over the Upper Dublin squad. Leading scorers tonight, John Ward with 15 points. John Simpkins chipped in with 12 points. And on Friday night, January 21st, Norristown will be traveling up to Methacton, just a short joint away from here. Norristown will be playing the Warriors up in Methacton. So that's it. I'm Alan Raleigh. Jeff Brandon could not join us tonight. He'll be back for the next ball game. And Sam Galbraith, we'd like to thank him for doing the production of tonight's ball game, running the camera, producing it, directing it. Sam Galbraith, a one-man show in tonight's ball game. So for the Norristown Area School District, who brings you all these ball games, I'm Alan Raleigh. Have a good night, and stay tuned for future cable telecasts of both Norristown girls and men's varsity basketball action.